Welcome back to Enjoy Spoonful. Today we're gonna talk about how I like beer and how I like to use it in cooking. Let's make it happen. So guys, sometimes I go around the supermarkets or craft breweries and find some really cool beers. This one is called Bock from Sima Brewers, and because it's fall season, it's time to get some Bock beer. Has sort of like a sense of spices there and stuff like that. Very nice. So yeah, so I was thinking about that. For once in a while, I'm gonna take a beer that I find interesting, try it, and see how I can apply it in a recipe. So it's not my first bottle, to be honest. So I have tried it a bit, made some thinking, and thought I was gonna go for a beef stew. Beef stew is a very rich and again a hugging recipe. If you remember hugging recipes, just like over here. So for a beef stew, it has to be a very rich dish. So cooking it with the dark beer makes a lot of sense. So first of all, let's start with the base of our stew. We're gonna first chop some onions, some leek, and some carrots. Then also you can already cut on the side some garlic as well. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start frying some beef. So take your beef bits. In that case, you can also go for a very cheap cut in pieces, because in this case, you can just cook for a while and it's gonna break up anyway. I would suggest you to go parts by parts. Don't drop all your meat in there straight away. You want to get a little brownish caramelization on top of the meat, on the surface of the meat. When you're done with the meat, then you can drop your onions, carrots, and leek. Let them sweat it off a bit. Then you can add garlic. While everything is cooking, you can also start chopping some cabbage. So you can start doing that. And in the meanwhile, you can also boil a bit of kettle and to rehydrate some of the dried mushrooms to bring a more umami flavor. Why just take one type of mushroom? Let's grab another one. Take some chestnut mushrooms, cut them in pieces. After onions and leeks and garlic and carrots are splitting off, you can add your cabbage then. Split off a bit. Then add your beef back and your mushrooms. Start cooking them away. After that, you can add your mushroomy liquid from dried mushrooms, chop, put them in the pan as well. Then add your Bock beer and top it up with water to cover everything up. So while cooking the cabbage and everything else, don't forget to put some spices. And I meant the spices kind of match this beer specifically. So I went for a bit of cumin, and also decided for a bit of cardamom, and also a tiny bit of paprika, which is smoky flavor in the back of your mouth. It kind of lingers the same as this little beer here. Also a bit of Szechuan seeds, because it also has sort of like this, to have this little bit number feeling to accentuate the beer we have here. Cover the lid, bring it up to the temperature, so it starts boiling, then put it on low simmer, and cook it down for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, easily. You can forget about it and go do your things in the meanwhile. But beef stew just cannot go by itself like that, right? We're gonna make some side for it. In this case, we're gonna make a mash of sweet potatoes and butternut squash. So it's also kind of like sweet and sour mix, which also has here. It's a bit of sweetness here. It's gonna also work very well with that. So boil them in the water until they're cooked. And when that's done, you can just quickly smash them in the pot themselves with a potato masher. So don't forget to add a bit of butter in the mash. If you want to add a bit of milk as well if you want, but that's not necessary. And then you can serve it. So, by the way, the Bock beer started being made in Hanseatic town of Eisenbeck around 14th century. Then Bavarian brewers in Munich adopted this beer as well in around 17th century. But due to Bavarian accent, they pronounce Eisenbeck as ein Bock, which means a billy goat, or like a little small goat, you know, like cute one jumping around and stuff like that. Yeah, and so that's stuck around, and so this thing we call Bock now. And that's why, for example, you can see goats appearing on some of the labels of this beer. And towards the end of the cooking of the stew, don't forget a bit of flour to make the stew a bit more thickening agent. Why don't I add it in the beginning? Because I want to first of all cook it all down, and then when it closes the end, I add it only, so make it thicker in the end. After a few hours of cooking the stew and then also cooking sweet potatoes and squash, you end up with something like this. This is just heaven. Now with the beer. Yep. This hits the spot. So you want to make something nice and heartwarming for your friends when you are having like chill dinners. I have some hours here before that. I strongly recommend to make this and get some Bock beer to match with this. And usually you go for wine and food pairing, but be more creative. Go for beer and food pairing. Okay, that's all for me for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, just click on the like button, share with your friends if you want them to make this for you. And yeah, subscribe if you want to see more of those videos in the future. I'm gonna go and finish this dish with my little beer inside. Perfect. See you guys.